Driving behind the wheel of the BMW 218 Gran Coupe sort of reminds me again just how well deserved this car is as our car of the year. A lot of naysayers will always say, you know what, BMW has gotten uglier over the years. The nose is bigger, it's wider. But we think differently. In our eyes, it looks good. And when you are actually driving the car, the cabin is all that matters. How it drives is all that matters. Suddenly, how good or bad the car looks no longer matters. This car, yes, it pumps out 138 brake horsepower and 220 Newton meters of torque from the 1.5 litre turbocharged power plant in front. If I take those figures out and plug it into another car, it wouldn't be able to perform as well as how it is now. It is at its optimum with the 2GC. It is not crazy fast, but it hits a very, very sweet spot on our roads. And I think more than just that, it is highly comfortable. You can fit 3 at the back, and there's still space to boot. So we're just wondering, I mean, yes, there are other cars in its class that it's probably certain aspects of them that are better than the 2 Series Gran Coupe that I'm driving right now, but none of them come quite close to just how well-rounded this car really is. It's dynamically sound when you're going crazy around bends. It handles very well. It's comfortable. More importantly, we selected this car because it had that wow factor. For the entire year 2020, not only is this the one car that is a brand new model from BMW, it has all that 3 Series vibe. It is so well spec'd. It's all the features that you need to use on a daily basis. And it's not exactly a bad thing. When I say it resembles the 3 Series, it's not a bad thing at all. Because this car, while it resembles the 3, it still is instantly recognizable and distinguishable and identifiable as a 2 Series Gran Coupe. And nothing comes close to that. Not any car comes close to that. And I think that's what we really like about it. It's really how the car makes you feel, right, when you're inside. This driver-centric layout just means that with this portion tilted towards you, you can actually have access to all these buttons very easily. And yes, when you first come in, you see a lot of buttons, you just start to wonder to yourself, wait a minute, a lot of cars actually have no buttons. They want to unclutter this whole area, and BMW just isn't doing that. But we disagree, because all these are here for a reason. BMW has actually thought through the whole process. These buttons that you see here are buttons that you need to use and meddle with on a daily basis. You have your different driving modes, your start-stop button, your aircon temperature, fan speed, even your radio station buttons, they're all here. And driving this for several days again reminds me just how important these things are, because I've been meddling with this on a daily basis. And if buttons aren't up your alley, well, we have touchscreen infotainment system, which is very user-friendly and without any lag. But more than just that, the seats feel comfortable. You have leather, suave steering wheel, and everything just feels soft to the touch. All these plastics that you see here just blends in very nicely with the rubber and the leather. So that sort of just makes the whole cabin a very seamless affair. Run your fingers through anywhere and you will not feel any rough or sharp edges. Put all this together and it's exactly why this car deserves to be sgCarMart's Car of the Year 2020. Now the seat in front of me has been adjusted to John's sitting position, and despite that, I still have plenty of leg room. I can even slide my feet underneath the seat so that I can slouch. When you're seated upright, you have ample headroom right here, and even for people who are taller than I am, talking about people who are probably 1.7 up to 1.8 meters, will be able to fit in this car without having to bob your head onto the roof. Now this 218 Gran Coupe in this aspect sort of beats a lot of other cars in its class because its competitors has got a lot of sloping roofline, and that sloping roofline compromises on headroom, whereas this car, it doesn't slope that steeply, so headroom is still ample. Elsewhere, everything feels good to the touch. You sort of feel the car's premiumness. Again, this sort of outdoes and even outguns a lot of its peers in its class. But where it really shines is this. Despite the 218 Gran Coupe being an entry-level compact executive sedan, it comes with rear aircon vents, something that even cars above its class do not offer. And it also comes with 2 USB-C ports right here. Now while we are on this topic here, as I was saying, because this is a front-wheel driven car, the transmission tunnel is down low. The second passenger can actually just sit here comfortably and still fit 2 other buddies beside him. Excellent. In many ways, a car of the year needs to encompass all the qualities that make it the best of the best. In the case of the BMW 2 Series Gran Coupe, it brings about a sense of excitement and interest as a brand new model, and is something worth getting enthusiastic about. More so because this car is a new compact luxury sedan option for those looking to enter the world of luxury motoring. But of course, naysayers will always be complaining about the recent looks of BMWs, with the grille getting too big for its own good. Thus, the cars that are coming out from BMW's factory are no longer good looking. But that is clearly not the case. From tip to tip, it almost seems like BMW took all of its best parts from all its different models and placed it inside the 218 Gran Coupe. We selected this car as our car of the year for very good reasons. The 218 Gran Coupe that you see here is a brand new model in BMW's lineup. And not only that, a lot of its competitors, when they transform from a hatchback to a sedan, it sort of looks and feels mutated, but not the 218 Gran Coupe. This car looks identifiable and instantly recognizable as a BMW car. For those of you who have been looking for a 3 Series but who can't seem to swallow the price tag, well, this car right here is the answer for you. It has all the cabin vibes of the 3 Series, yet it looks sportier than the car. In fact, in our eyes, this right here resembles the 8 Series Gran Coupe. So is this car deserving of sgCarMart's Car of the Year 2020? We say absolutely.